In the heart of modern Cairo, just a short walk from the bustling banks of the River Nile, I'm stepping into the Egyptian Museum for what I know will be an extraordinary encounter. Today, I'm going to come face to face with the great-grandmother of Tutankhamun, and as I approach her, the moment feels completely overwhelming. My heart is actually starting to race. She is special for so many reasons. Inside this coffin lies one of the best preserved mummies ever discovered in Egypt. Her name was Yuya, and she was found nearly 2 decades before her famous great-grandson Tutankhamun. But what's truly remarkable is that she wasn't born into royalty. She began her life as a priestess, but through skill, influence, and maybe even love. She rose through the social ranks until she was buried here, among gold and treasures fit for a queen. She's a powerful reminder that even in ancient Egypt, social mobility was possible. As we get closer, we can see the incredible details. Her face, still so human, may even hold genetic clues to her famous descendant. She shares the same distinctive overbite that we see in Tutankhamun, and look at her hair-thick, curly mane, tinged with a strawberry blonde hue, still framing her face after thousands of years. We can't be certain if that color is completely natural. The natron salt used in the mummification process is known to sometimes bleach hair over time, but it's an astonishing sight. Even now, there's a scent that lingers around her. It's the smell of resins and incense, which were poured over her body during the elaborate burial rituals more than 3,000 years ago. That smell, a millennial echo of ancient beliefs, still hangs in the air. Every single detail speaks to the extraordinary care that was taken with her body. Her hair is almost perfectly intact. Her ears were pierced not once, but twice. Her toes were individually wrapped, and she still wears sandals on her feet. Even her eyes were carefully recreated with cloth and resin, a practice designed to ensure she could see in the afterlife. Standing this close, it's impossible not to think of her as a living woman, someone who loved, who bore children, and who lived a full and complex life. For the ancient Egyptians, mummification wasn't something grim or frightening. It wasn't about death. It marked the beginning of the ultimate afterparty, eternal life. From this intimate encounter, our journey continues to Egypt's most iconic landscape, the pyramids. No matter how many times I see them, they never ever fail to overwhelm. These are not just tombs. They are monuments that pulse with human ambition, ingenuity, and sheer will. More than 100 pyramids rise along the west bank of the Nile, and they have been astonishing the world for over 4,500 years. It's hard to imagine now, but when they were first built, this wasn't a barren desert. The Nile once flowed right up to their edges. The annual floodwaters would have created a vast, shimmering lake, reflecting their gleaming, white-cased surfaces into the sky, and at the very center of it all stands the Great Pyramid of Giza, the eternal resting place of Pharaoh Khufu. It rises nearly 500 feet into the air. For almost 4,000 years, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth, and today it's the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. It was constructed from 2.3 million perfectly fitted stone blocks and once shown with a casing of polished white limestone, making it a beacon visible for miles. For centuries, people speculated wildly about its origins. The scale is so immense that many couldn't believe it was built by humans, even claiming it was the work of aliens. But recent discoveries have given us a much more grounded and, frankly, more impressive story. A papyrus scroll found near the Red Sea turned out to be the personal journal of a man named Miro. He was the project manager of the Great Pyramid. His detailed notes describe exactly how massive limestone blocks were transported along the Nile, confirming the river's vital role in this monumental construction. This wasn't alien technology. This was human ingenuity at its absolute peak. And behind the scenes, archaeologists continue to uncover evidence of the workers' lives. Far from the old stories of slaves being worked to death, we now know these were skilled laborers who were well fed, housed, and highly organized. Piles of animal bones reveal diets rich in protein, and massive bread molds show us the world's first industrial-scale bread factory in action, baking thousands of loaves a day to feed the workforce. Even tiny, delicate beaded necklaces found among heavy stone tools tell us intimate stories of personal lives lived alongside this monumental labor. Our journey now takes us back in time to where it all began, the Step Pyramid. This is the first pyramid ever built. Rising like a giant stone staircase to the heavens, it was a revolutionary experiment in power and belief, a declaration that the pharaoh was a god on earth. Nearby, we find the pyramid of a king named Unas. From the outside, it looks small and unassuming, but what lies beneath is revolutionary. As we descend into its chambers, the walls are covered from floor to ceiling in beautifully preserved hieroglyphs. This was the first pyramid ever to be decorated this way. These spells, known as the pyramid texts, are a pharaoh's guide to the afterlife. They boast of divine power, of control over the Nile's flood, and even of the brutal domination of his enemies. They reveal an ancient world where incredible brilliance and shocking brutality existed side by side. Though Unas's body is long gone, traces of him remain. You can still see the indentations in the stone sarcophagus where his presence once was. His legacy, like so many others along the Nile, still lingers, whispering stories across the millennia. Egypt's treasures are not just monuments of stone and gold. They are stories of ambition and belief, of life and death, and of the enduring, universal human desire to be remembered forever. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into the past. See you next time.